If you're diabetic, consuming foods with a high glycemic index can cause dangerous fluctuations to your blood sugar levels. These glycemic index-packed meals result in sudden spikes followed by swift drops, making them potentially hazardous to your health. The glycemic index measures the rate at which carbohydrates are converted into glucose, ranging from 0 to 100. Yet, not every food with a high glycemic index is equal in its impact. By consuming foods that contain a fewer amount of total carbs, you can offset the negative effects of a food with a high glycemic index. On the other hand, specific foods with a GI of 70 or more can make it difficult to keep your blood sugar levels in check. The Non-Athlete Fitness team has put together another resource for you if you're looking to avoid high glycemic index foods, especially if you are diabetic. So first, let's start off with what is the glycemic index. The glycemic index is a way of ranking carbohydrate-containing foods based on their impact on an individual's blood glucose levels. The International Organization for Standardization assigns a numerical ranking from 1 to 100 to foods, with pure glucose being the reference point and possessing a glycemic index of 100. The Glycemic Index Foundation divides the glycemic index of food into 3 distinct categories: low GI foods with a value of 55 and below, medium GI items from 56 to 69, and high GI foods with a rating 70 or above. Many professionals, however, believe that glycemic load better reflects how foods directly impact blood sugar levels compared to other metrics. Glycemic load takes into account not only the quantity of carbohydrates present in a given food portion, but also its glycemic index. By using the glycemic index, individuals can pick out nutritious food items and track the sugar and carbs they consume. By utilizing this approach, you can take charge of your weight and even manage any underlying health issues such as diabetes. So what high glycemic index foods should you avoid? Number 1. Rice and pasta. With virtually all of its dietary fiber removed, white rice has a remarkably high GI rating of 73. Brown rice is a healthier alternative to other grains, but you can also make substitutions for even better results. Try using lentils, quinoa or farro, which have lower glycemic indexes than rice and provide maximum nutrition. You may be taken aback to discover that pasta, despite its carbohydrate content, has a low glycemic index rating of 45. This is due to the fact that it digests slowly in the body and does not cause drastic spikes in blood sugar levels. If you're looking for a substitute to noodle or rice dishes, why not try the delicious and nutritious options such as veggie noodles and cauliflower rice? Both of these alternatives have significantly lower glycemic indexes, providing you with healthier meal choices. Number 2. Breakfast cereals. With an excessive amount of carbohydrates, many breakfast cereals boast a remarkably high glycemic index. Not only is 1 cup of cornflakes relatively high on the glycemic index with a score of 79, but oatmeal's glycemic index also varies depending on its processing. Surprisingly, this food, which many regard as healthy, can be quite varied in terms of its glycemic properties. Rolled or quick oats are moderately glycemic, with an index of about 55. Compared to other breakfast foods, instant oatmeal is especially high on the glycemic index at an astounding 83. Cereals made with bran, which is packed full of fiber, have a lower glycemic index on average than most other breakfast cereals at 45 per cup. Number 3. Potatoes. Potatoes are one of the highest scoring foods on the glycemic index, with a medium-sized baked russet potato registering at an astounding 111. Although slightly better, boiled white potatoes still rank high on the glycemic index with a score of about 82. If you're looking for a healthier carbohydrate, pearl barley has an outstanding GI rating of 33 and quinoa is not too far behind at 55. If you do have potatoes, try to balance it out with other low-carb foods such as poultry, fish and meat. Additionally, leafy greens like spinach can be the perfect accompaniment since they boast a glycemic index of only 15. Number 4. White flour breads. Baked goods made mostly from white flour, such as white bread and bagels, have a dangerously high glycemic index. White flour, which is processed from wheat that lacks the bran and germ layers, can cause a quick spike in blood sugar due to its lack of fiber necessary for slowing digestion. When it comes to picking a healthier bread option, white sandwich slices have an unsatisfactory glycemic index of 71. A wiser alternative is whole grain pumpernickel, which has a glycemic index score of 46, which is much more favorable. Number 5. High sugar content beverages. Despite soda having a lower glycemic index than you may expect, with the number landing around 60 depending on the type of beverage, it can still have an accumulation effect when it comes to caloric intake. If you are vulnerable to or already have been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, sugary soft drinks should be far from your diet given they can contribute to obesity and threaten overall health. Although low in carbs and having a glycemic index of 0, diet soft drinks don't provide any health benefits. It's something to consider when selecting your drink. Number 6. Certain fruits. Despite their sugary content, a variety of fresh fruits have low GI due to the high amounts of fiber and water they contain. Apples, oranges, and berries are all excellent options for those looking to maintain healthy blood sugar levels. Although watermelon carries a glycemic index of 80, it is still an exceptional pick for those who must monitor their carbohydrate intake. With only 15 grams per 1.5 cup serving size, there's no better snack option. Cantaloupe offers the same benefits as well. Pineapple has a moderate impact on your glycemic index, at around 66, so you'll want to keep an eye on the amount you consume. To avoid sugar and glucose spikes, opt for fresh pineapple over canned or juice varieties which may be higher in added sugars and lower in fiber content. While many dried fruits have a high glycemic index, apricots and prunes remain the noteworthy outliers. Number 7. Sugary snacks. With an abundance of carbohydrates and sugars, pastries, cakes, and cookies are often loaded with glycemic index-raising ingredients. Donuts usually have a high calorie count of about 76, however there are some much healthier sweet alternatives available. Since dark chocolate that contains a minimum of 70% cocoa is rich in fat, it slows down digestion and has an incredibly low glycemic index of 23. Milk chocolate might have a moderate GI rating of 34 to 49, but that's still considered low. It is important to consider how much you consume when eating certain foods in order for your body to be able to process them without increasing your blood sugar levels. So there you have it. If you are looking to keep your weight or health condition in check, a low glycemic index diet may be just what you need. To get started, it's important to examine the glycemic index of foods and create an eating plan that works for you. With some dedication and commitment, following this type of regimen can lead to long-term success. When crafting a balanced and healthful diet, it is essential to take into account other nutritional elements such as fiber and whole grains. Low GI diets have a plethora of benefits, from improving insulin resistance to reducing the risk of diabetes and cardiovascular disease. Planning a low GI diet might seem complicated, but with the help of a registered dietitian it can be made easy and stress-free. Want to learn more? Be sure to check out the other videos on our channel and the resources below to help improve your health and fitness. Until next time.